Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Did you know there is a program to teach your teenage girl all the things they need to know? Welcome Amy Rasmussen from the Ivy Girl Academy to the Chatter.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm really fascinated. The Ivy Girl Academy sounds like an amazing school. Could you tell me a little bit about it?
So we're not like an actual school, so we'll just kind of break it down. So we were founded 6 years ago by Jessie Funk. She's an amazing author and recording artist, public speaker.
Wow.
So she started. She actually lives in Kaysville.
Okay.
Where she lives. It was kind of founded there, and then over the last 6 years, it's kind of just evolved into something that reaches girls all over the country. We actually have chapters in Ghana, Africa, Canada.
That's right.
Now you just hit record. Yeah, there you go.
Didn't know that. I really didn't. So we're spreading out and becoming more of like a global thing, but we're focusing kind of just on our soil for now, so we can really put some roots down and establish who we are and what we stand for. So we teach elite leadership skills to girls. And ages 8 really to like 21. We're flexible, but that's about the age that they really start needing these skills and can really take them in and practice them. And then up to 21. And
so you said you're not like an official school, so where do these girls go?
Great question. So we actually do a summer camp, which is amazing. It's a week long, kind of rough it and teach them some survival skills along with some of the 12 levels that we have. And then we have workshops. We're hosting a mother-daughter retreat coming up in May. And then I think the most exciting part and the most kind of hardy and robust part of it is our certification program. So it's a 3-month-long program, and they're taking every couple of weeks and going through our 12 levels where they have pass-offs and they have a workbook that they're going through. They have online videos that they're following. Plus, they get one-on-one coaching with a director like myself or some of the girls that have already gone through the program. They essentially become what we call masters. So they're learning positional leadership by helping new girls come into the certification program. So it's extensive and it's vast and it's fun, and it really, in my opinion, I think it's just what every girl needs, something like this in their life.
How did you become involved?
Good question. So Jessie, like I said, has been the founder, and she's kind of babied it and done her thing for the last 6 years. But about a year and a half ago, I actually saw a Facebook post because I'm friends with Jessie, and she was looking for women to help do public speaking because Ivy Girl is now getting asked to do a lot of speaking with our Mean Girl Makeover, which I hope we get to talk about in a second.
Oh, wow.
But I just messaged her and said, hey, I'm totally interested in that. I would love that. I work with teenagers all the time. You know, what do we have to offer here? And so that's kind of just how it started. And dialogue started between her and I, and where I could exercise my strengths and kind of just work beautifully from there.
So what's the difference between Girl Scouts and this academy?
You know, I don't know much about the Girl Scout program other than their amazing cookies. Unfortunately, we don't have a cookie, but we do offer. We could, right? Maybe down the road
Baking's
someday.
a skill.
Yeah, totally. But I think this is really setting them up for success throughout the rest of their life. And I'm sure Girl Scouts has a lot of fundamental things too that they teach. But I think this is something fun. It's interactive, and I think the 12 levels pretty much cover everything. That there's no holes.
So let's talk specifically about the retreat, the mother-daughter retreat. So you're coming to this with your daughter, and you're going to workshops together or individualized, or kind of how does that work?
Yeah, so the mother-daughter retreat is new this year. It's kind of my baby, so I'm really, really excited. We're actually hosting some events here in Spanish Fork at the Salon, so I love being able to support local businesses.
Fantastic.
Yes, I love it. And Cameron's spotting there. He's great. So Friday, we're going to come and do, we're going to learn how to sew, and we're making dresses for a little organization called Little Girls in Africa, or Little Dresses for Africa. So we're teaching the girls a skill by following a pattern, learning how to sew a straight line, and then we're going to make these little pillowcase dresses that we then send to this organization in Africa. So I'm super excited about that. And then we have a photo shoot set up. We have a makeup artist coming in. So they're kind of just getting their feet wet on Friday, just kind of getting together, you know, what are we all about? And then on Saturday, we have some really exciting workshops and some motivational speakers coming in, and exercises that we know have worked with us in the past. So they're going to be doing some exercises, really bonding, breaking down some of those barriers that maybe our older girls are facing with their moms. And our whole hope is just to strengthen that bond and to break down some of those. How do we get through this, Mom? I don't know, daughter. How do we do it? You know, so we're going to give them some tools and some confidence to help get them
So
through.
Ivy Girls is Utah County, or is it just South Utah County, or is it just Spanish Fork?
It's all over. We have a director in Idaho. We have a director in Arizona.
But for you,
for
you're
me,
the director of
Utah. Yeah. So
The
there's
whole of Utah.
There's 2 of us splitting demographics in Utah. Missy, she's one of our directors. She's amazing. She's everything from 3300 South north, and I'm everything south of that. So we're kind of breaking up the state just for travel purposes and,
So when you get together with your groups, where do you meet?
So we're doing the mother-daughter retreat here in Spanish Fork, but the other stuff is mostly done online, or like if we have group meetings, we'll get together like Utah County, Salt Lake County, just wherever.
So for instance, if I'm working on certification with leadership, would I connect with you online and say, I'm working on, my leadership skills, and we work through those skills together, and then you're passing it off per se?
Yeah, basically that's exactly right. So they register online, they become enrolled in our certification, which restarts every 3 months. So they're kind of going through each of those as a class almost. And then we're following those young women as they go through these 12 steps. And every 2 weeks, they're following along in their playbook, they're watching the videos, they're chatting with us or their masters, and really gaining as much as they can in those different levels. So it's not just, hey, what do you think about leadership? They're actually learning how to run a business someday or learn how to manage a budget. So it's extensive. Like I said, it's a great curriculum. And I think there's a lot.
No, I was just going to say, it sounds like, how every mother wants to have like a rule book on how to raise kids. This sounds kind of like a rule book.
Yeah.
With
I would say so, yeah. There's some great stuff.
Start your own.
Love it.
Yes, why not? You mentioned something about the Mean Girl makeover or something.
Yes.
What does that?
That is probably our
entail?
most successful and well-received presentation that we give. And we have spoken to hundreds and hundreds of girls over the last year and a half. So we go to schools or church groups or wherever we can have an audience, and it's a Mean Girl Makeover presentation. So we basically give them 6 or 7 tools that they can use to combat bullying. And it's amazing to see the girls line up after the presentation's over that talk freely and openly, because you've built an hour-long worth of trust with them, relationship, and they'll open up to you and tell you, like, I never thought about that. Thank you so much. Those simple tools that we sometimes don't think about or know where to get our hands on that information. We kind of package it up and just hand it to them. And it's so fun to see the messages come in through our Instagram or our website of girls that have really benefited from the things we talk about in the Mean Girl Makeover.
So is this something that is there a cost to this, or how does it work?
So the Mean Girl Makeover is through the schools. We do church groups for free. The certification is a little bit of a tuition, so it's $97 a month for the 3 months. And then our camps and our workshops, obviously just to cover costs of food and travel and expenses. So yeah, there is a cost associated with it, but we're really great about offering scholarships because we know every girl needs this, so we don't want to discredit anyone from coming just because finances are
and it sounds like you're linked into social media, Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so we can follow you there.
Totally. Yep.
Encourage our daughters, granddaughters, neighbors to follow you, so because they're the ones that you want to engage with, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
I know. Isn't it an amazing idea? Well, it's such a different generation,
cool.
and even the Mean Girl Makeover, I think that they do need means to speak out and to have different resources to talk about it. But so thank you for providing this.
Thank you.
I do have just one final question though. What was the typical, age of girls that you have doing this? Because they seem to carry such a heavy workload anyway. How do they do this in conjunction with maybe a typical school program anyway?
Yeah, I think we attract a certain crowd that really is looking for answers. They're looking for those skills. So we've had girls that are student body presidents all the way down to girls that are, in kind of resource type situations.
Really?
So it's very vast.
Broad.
Yes.
Wow.
Our camp last year was absolutely incredible. We had 50 girls from all over the state of Utah, a couple from Arizona, and you really did see the girls that were excelling and doing well, and then the girls that were struggling and needing that support. But to watch those two groups come together was really quite spectacular, honestly. So the girls that are achieving and succeeding, I think they just make time. If it becomes a priority for them, they just do. They're just amazing that way. And then the girls that really need it, that's what they're holding on to kind of gain a sense of self and where they want to go. So I guess to answer your question, we just attract the right girls. They always seem to find us, and it just works out.
Fascinating.
So how can people find you if they want to go on this summer camp in
Yeah,
in August. Where do they go, right?
Head to ivygirlacademy.com. Our registration is open for our certification and our camp.
Okay.
And it's just like a click away. You get your information to us, and we contact you, and we go from there. It's really
We'll
easy.
post that as well, and we'd love to have you back another time.
thanks.
Thank you
I would
so
love
much.
it. Thank you.
There's more studio chatter on the way.